Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and this is another weekly vlog. So what have I been up to in terms of role-playing this week? Well, we've just had session 9 of the Rogue DM's Warhammer Fantasy roleplay game, which I very much enjoyed. It was a bit more of an investigative scenario, and it was I personally found it a little more difficult to get into, both because I was quite tired when the session took place. I was playing a new character, and if I'm perfectly honest, investigative scenarios aren't really my strong point from an out of character perspective. Nevertheless, I still found the game enjoyable. I submitted my feedback for that early on, and I'm looking forward to the next session. Like I say, my new character, who is an apprentice wizard of the Amethyst College, has just been introduced to the party. The rest of the party were originally guarding the Scion of Sigmar, travelling to Altdorf. However, he's been kidnapped by mutants, and we're currently on the trail of this strange cult that has all manner of sort of bizarre practices and that may have been involved with the Scion's kidnap. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. We also recently had a session, the second session of the Chief's Dresden Files campaign. That was about a week ago now, but I think I skipped one of these vlogs, but that was very enjoyable. And in that, my character, waking up after doing a bargain to get some information in the first session, woke up after being possessed by his demonic passenger, I suppose you'd call them, for 24 hours, to find that the internal affairs agent who'd been pursuing him was badly beaten and tied to a chair in the back room of his office, and he apparently owed this strange shadowy figure that introduced itself later a favour. And that favour turned out to be clearing out a nest of ghouls from a warehouse that this strange person, who seemed to have a weird power over shadows, his shadow moved a little on its own, or moved a little too slowly. So we eventually managed to clear that out, but it's becoming very obvious with my character that although my hellfire and my evocation is extremely useful, it only has very limited uses. I ended the session barely alive, missing an eye, very injured, simply because I'd run in to try and deal with these horrendous creatures that have been eating human body parts, in some cases whilst we've been watching. Whilst I've been peeking through the window of the warehouse waiting for my colleagues to arrive. I ran in, unleashed the hellfire, helped to take down all but like one or two of them, but it really is an all or nothing thing, it's seeming, with my evocation. It really takes a great mental strain on my character, and soon I was pretty much unconscious, at which point the remaining ghoul leapt on me, ripped my eye out and clawed me almost to oblivion. Luckily I do have enhanced healing, but still, I think it's something that my character is going to have to learn to moderate and to bear in mind, and to maybe start using his mundane resources a bit more rather than just sort of insta going to the evocation, which is a good thing for me out of character as well, because I'm still getting used to how the magic works in Dresden Files. But I find it a very interesting character to play. Matthew put me onto this website which plays like a rain soundtrack and another that allows you to play some jazz music in the background. I put a post about that on the blog, and that was nice and atmospheric and helped keep me in the sort of the zone and keep me immersed as the game was progressing. I had that running in the background, so that was all very entertaining. I've also run a number of Star Wars games, the Fantasy Flight Games version. I've run a couple of one-offs and a game for my regular group. That seems to be going well. The one-off was certainly well received by people and involved a group of smugglers attempting to locate some Alderaanian stealth technology on an asteroid. Although initially they believed they were just taking Alderaanians there on a sort of pilgrimage to the wreckage of their world, it having been destroyed by the Death Star. But it was soon revealed the person who booked the pilgrims on board their ship was this Kubaz, was actually after this stealth technology. The players were drawn into that, and eventually one of the players, in quite an entertaining manner, not in a way that disrupted the game, and I think actually it resulted in a far more entertaining end of the game, double crossed two of the players who were on this asteroid trying to retrieve the stealth technology by slapping a restraining bolt on the R2 unit, who was another player character, and then using him to pilot the ship away, effectively getting them to safety, leaving their friends stranded on the asteroid. They attempted to escape in TIE fighters that they stole from the Imperials, which wasn't entirely successful, but I did an outro for that, and some of the threads from that will hopefully lead on to a couple more one-shots that I have planned that I've already got players for. I've been really pleased with how well received my Star Wars games have been so far and how eager people seem to be to join in with them. I've been great fun running them, loving the versatility of the game, as well as the fact there's the different facets, the Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, Force and Destiny, etc., that mean I can focus each game on a specific area or sort of, I suppose, subgenre of the Star Wars galaxy, enjoying that. The only other thing that I've done this week is earlier on today, although I've been thinking about it for quite some time, I finally made the decision that I'm going to be taking a year-long break from live action roleplay as a whole. I'm just stepping away from it for a year, and that's partly because my circumstances are changing soon. I'm sure anyone who knows me knows I'm getting made redundant soon, so I may not have the disposable income to actually go to LARP, which, although I do enjoy it, it is very expensive. And also, I've been enjoying my tabletop more, and I want to devote more time to the blog, the YouTube channel, etc. And so I think I'm going to sort of push that to one side and step back in favour of doing some more tabletop, being able to run some more games. And also because myself and my wife, we haven't really had a non-LARP based holiday for about 10 years. Aside from the odd day or two here and there, we've not really had an actual proper holiday since our honeymoon, like I say, about 10 years ago. So I think we're long overdue that. And I'm looking forward to trying some new things out, and also pushing forward with my writing using my redundancy pay, which is fairly reasonable to see me through. I'm also going to be looking at retraining myself, possibly getting CompTIA certified, so IT based qualifications, which is more of what I want to go into. So hopefully you'll be seeing some more games from me up soon. I've also got, like I say, a few Star Wars games coming up. That seems to be my system of choice at the minute, and I'm really enjoying running some sort of beginners games at the minute, both to allow people who aren't so familiar with the system to become more conversant in it, and also to give me practice at running the various different systems. I think once I've got the basics down, I'll probably start sort of pushing the envelope on what you can do with the system and the setting a little bit more, whereas at the minute I'm sticking not basic game concepts, but to fairly sort of archetypal concepts, rescue the prisoner, find the secret device, etc. All stuff that's quite appropriate for Star Wars, but it's also stuff that's familiar enough to players that it allows them to concentrate on learning the rules, playing the characters, etc., and just relaxing and enjoying the game. And also, Star Wars is a genre of very big archetypes, like the evil empire, etc. So it does feel very appropriate. So that's what I've been up to recently in terms of role-playing. I hope to be bringing out some more videos and blog entries soon. Until I see you next time, take care and happy gaming.